For today's build, we're going to do a cable knife out of 9/16 cable. We'll start by forge welding the two ends as usual. We don't need those coming frayed. I'm going to then twist and square off about half of it. When that's forge welded, I'm going to hot cut in the center, fold it over on itself. The end will become the finger guard of the knife, and then I'm going to taper the tail down and do the rat tail on it. So, well, let's get started now. Remember to flux generously. You got a lot of surface area there, it needs to be covered, especially on the end there. This cable was also very dirty, so that flux is going to help carry that clean too. Let's either use a lat hammer, lat tabs, back it down good, square it off. Okay, both ends are welded now. I'm going to flux the center and we're going to twist it. I figured while the material was heating, I'd show you my twisting wrench. This is basically an old monkey wrench I got off eBay. You can get them relatively cheap. I welded a piece of rebar, which is probably about the only good thing rebar is for, onto the handle. You do this, that way you can twist without torquing to one side. It gives you a lot more control over your twist. I would suggest if you're going to do any kind of twisted Damascus or really blacksmithing in general, something like this helps out a whole lot. Next step, I'm going to use a 3-pound round-faced hammer to square off about 5.5 inches worth of the cable. Okay, now we got it squared in. I'm going to hot cut it in the center and fold it up. Brush it off and flux and weld it. give it one more flux, and shake the blade. Now I'm going to pull out the big hammer on it and flatten out the blade. Now I'm going to start shaping the blade. Good. Of course, I'm going to have some stock removal. I'm going to cut in a drop point on it when I do my grinding. Now we're going to start on the handle. Okay, for this procedure, you want to keep the material hot and don't try to move too much. That cable, it'll shear if you get too cold and the weld will come apart on you. I'm going to repeat this several times, so I'll probably edit all that. Okay, now I'm ready to get some shape to that tail. I'll give it another heat and finish shaping it. Flip it around and clean the blade off and normalize. Okay, I used my Tabo to cut off and start my freeform for grinding. Next step is I'm going to get on the grinder and grind the bevels in. I'm going to grind up to right here so that transitions nicely into the cable. Okay, it's out of the quench and you can see that scaling pretty much is knocked right off. That there is a real good sign that that blade is hardened. But always check it with a file just to make sure. Okay, here it is. As you can see, there's no seam left from welding. That's perfect. Cable likes a good long etch, so give it at least 10 to 15 minutes to properly etch the blade. You might have to do 2 etch cycles to get it right. Thanks for watching.